Well, hello guys, it's your girl Chay, and I am back at you with another video. This one I decided to try to pump it out early enough, so as you guys are planning for your Valentine's Day, you might see a look that you like, and I want to have mine out there, just in case anybody likes it. My Valentine's Day, I will be sitting alone in my room, probably pigging out on food, since this is the first time in 4 years that I don't have my boyfriend with me, fiance. And I'm sure if you've watched my previous videos, you already know why. He passed away in September, but still, I want to create this look for anybody else, you know, who might be interested in doing a Valentine's Day makeup tutorial. I tried to just limit it to the eyes, but I ended up doing pretty much everything except for foundation. You know, I did contour, highlight, everything on camera. The only thing I didn't do is my hair, and that's because it's a whole nother tutorial for itself. I just tried to pull it to the side, and maybe I can like sit up a little bit, chop it out, you know, make it look like I did it. But anyway, if you guys want to see how I got this look, then it's coming up in the video right now, so stay tuned. All right, I'm just setting up my mirror. Did I scare you? Did I scare you with my bare face? Probably did. But don't worry, we'll get to those finished results in no time. But I am still Chay. This is still Chaylee, you know? I might look about 12 years younger and like the opposite sex, but this is still me, live and clear. Okay. So for the Valentine's look that I am doing today, I am going to be featuring two palettes, and I have them out right here. The one is from ColourPop. It is the Ooh La La palette. You can barely see the writing left on the front, but they have so many pinks in here, so I will be using this palette. And then to get a couple more matte pinks, Profusion has become a brand that is totally overlooked, totally underrated, I should say. And they're at Walmart for $12.99, and this thing looks like a Morphe palette, like, and they work like a Morphe palette. They're great. But I saw a couple of pink shades in here that were matte, and this one has a lot of shimmers in ColourPop. So I figured I'd start off with a light pink from that one, and if I needed any extra mattes, I'll make sure to let you know which ones I use out of here. But for now, I'm just going to start off with my ColourPop palette. I love this, and the other one, the Honey palette, I have that yellow one. I don't know where I put it, or I'd show you. Matthew bought me both of them, and so, hey Light, hey. Matthew bought me both of them, so I don't know, they're just important to me. So I feel like Valentine's Day, people either go red, smoky, or pink, you know? So I figured I'm going to use his palette that he got me, and I'm going to go pink. But what I need to do first, as you can tell, the only thing that I did was put on foundation. No concealer yet, nothing. So the first thing you're going to want to do is put some concealer on top of your eyes, and this is what I will actually use as my as the base, and then I might as well just go underneath the eye with it, pop it on, whack it on under there, whack it down my nose. I'm just whacking it everywhere today. That was so bad, the stuff that comes out of my mouth, oh my gosh, and I don't even mean for it to sound like that. But since I'm using the concealer, I might as well just conceal the normal areas that YouTube tells me to conceal, you know? Have to follow the rules. So, I am going to blend this concealer out, and I will be right back as soon as it's blended out. Alright guys, so the concealer is all blended in. I tried tapping it out underneath my eyes. I usually look up when doing this, and since all the concealer is now blended out, that area looked a little weird, but now since it's construction trucks, again, can they please go away? Sorry if you hear any beeping or loud obnoxious noises, but they're building like a lake behind me, so it's like I gotta put up with it. But the next thing you got to do with the concealer before I get into the eye look is set it down with any translucent powder you have. I will be using the Ciate London Extraordinary Translucent Powder. One of the reasons I love this is it's so finely milled, it almost looks like you're not wearing powder. Like, you can tell it's a powder, but it is so minimal and so fine that it's so thin you can barely tell. So I'll just take any little tiny brush for the eye area. I will pat into this powder. You'll probably see it like flying all over because it's that finely milled. And then I will just go in on the top of the lid. And, you know, once I have that on there, I'm going to let that sit for a minute. I'll do the other eye, same exact way with the translucent powder going kind of back and forth. And then I already tapped out with my fingers the lower part of my eye. When I take the translucent powder, this is when I look up. So I will try to go like this, and then I'll look in an upwards motion. And sometimes I even squint a little bit just to get it right in there, so we know it's gonna stay. Same exact thing on the other eye. I don't really bake or anything like that. I feel like baking, just think of bake cake. When you bake, you're gonna look a little cakey. So I really don't like doing that. And then I'll just take any big fluffy brush, any big loose powder brush that you have, tap into this wad of powder. Like, I got a freaking mountain on there. So I'm gonna tap some of that into the lid. And then you just go all over your face with the setting powder. And putting this powder down is what's gonna allow us to be able to go back in and do our contour, blush, highlight, and then especially, you know, the main attraction, the eye look that we're gonna be doing. And the last spot I need to put this powder is on my forehead. Hopefully me wearing my Valentine's black shirt isn't going to turn completely white from all this fallout. Sometimes around the nose, I will use my small brush too. So I'm going to finish just with the translucent powder, and then we'll be on our way to doing the eyes and then finishing the rest of the face. Okay, so taking my Ooh La La palette from ColourPop, I'm going to be working with the two shades to begin with, which I just started working them in my transition. They're called Soft Core and Poodle. These two are both matte shades. So I rub in to both of those shades. And you know me, if you've watched my other makeup tutorial, I tap it off right on the mirror. I don't know why. I just feel like I save some of it that way. I don't know. Even though you always end up, like, how many people buy palettes and then it's like you like barely want to tap into it and use it, right? And then at the end of the year, you're like, oh my gosh, I have 1,526 palettes. Like, why didn't I just use it and abuse it when I had it? That's why I don't care. Like, I go in. Like, it takes forever to finish an eyeshadow palette. You might as well use it and get the, you know, the real pigment payoff that you want. This time I'm taking just strictly Poodle, the one on the outside, because I want this pink to be just a tad bit deeper in my crease. And like I said, I'm going to look straight ahead and open my eye. I want to make sure that the pink is still very visible. So I'm just going to take those two shades and finish blending out my transition, and then come back and we will start with a deeper color and get this look really going. Okay. So as you can tell, I have both of those shades fully blended out on both of my eyes now. So now it's time to get into the deeper shades in this palette. And again, any big fluffy brush will work for your crease. The next brush I'm going to grab, I'm actually going to skip the medium-sized brush, and I'm going to go down to this brush. This one is the small crease brush from Jeffree Charles. and Jeffree Charles. I do this all the time. I call them Jeffree Charles or James Star. It's James Charles or Jeffree Star. But again, this is Jeffree Star's brush. This is one of his smaller crease brushes. I still have some green on here, so give me a second. I'm going to go grab this thing right over here, my little brush cleaner. Okay, if nobody has one of these, this is from Day Logic. I found this at Rite Aid, and it was literally like $2 or $3. And it's got this really hard wiring in here. So I don't know if it's actually good for your brush, but it hasn't damaged mine yet. And it really works well. They say to go back and forth in a back and forth motion, just like that. And then it takes off the previous color. It might still look like there's someone there, but like if I were to take my hand and like rub it, nothing will come off. So we're gonna go bold here. It's Valentine's Day. You wanna poof, you wanna shine like a freaking star, right? You wanna be the baddest bee in that restaurant or bar, wherever you go. When you walk in, you want people to be like, damn, yo, she the Valentine queen. So we're going to take this one right here. It's called Sandbar. And it is a hot pink. But we'll be doing shimmers over top. But kind of the same thing I did in my last video. I have a style just that I always usually stick with. I always get it on the tip, a little bit down low. You can tell this color payoff is crazy intense. So I'm just going to start it on the lower outer corner. As you can see, it's insanely pigmented. But that's just another reason why I absolutely love this palette. And I'm slowly going to bring it across my crease, just like that. And then I'm even going to take it up a little bit higher. I'm going to get it on the point of the brush right in the front. And then I'm going to look at you guys because this helps. I open my eye, lean back a little bit, and this is where I'm going to want it to go. But never take the deepest color up as high as our light pink. So I'm going to focus on just blending this pink in as our second shade. And then we'll move on from that shade to the next one. Okay, friggin' 5 hours later, I got both of the hot pinks. And remember, we look like we're ready to friggin' take off right now, you know, like Catwoman or something. But you gotta remember, all I have on is foundation and powder. Once we get our bronzer, contour, the highlight, a little bit of a pink lip, my eyebrows, you know, everything will come together. But we're doing the eyes first. So that's why, you know, this is going to look really intense at first until we get the rest of our face done. Just wanted to let you know. So I just finished using Sandbar and blending that out into like kind of a wispy cat eye effect. So I'm going to go into the shade. It's called Opulent, dead center of the palette. And this one is the darkest pink. But still, it's super hot pink. And I'm going to pack it on the inside of this brush. And you'll be able to see the shade difference when I put it on my eye. I don't know how to describe it. Is this more cool toned? I don't know. It's almost like it has a, brush that away real quick, a like shimmer effect to it, but it's not glittery. So I'm just going to pull the eye a little bit taut and just go back and forth with my brush with this shade called Opulent. And we're going to fill in our lid with that shade called Opulent. And I'm going to do the same exact thing, on the other eye. First I kind of, you know, build it on there, and then I just go back and forth with it. And sometimes, you know, I'll bring it right up to the other pink, but remember, not over top and going up higher than it. Keep it right below it. And then in order to build that center pink shade up, this is where I'll just use my finger. I go in with any finger you want really, because our fingers are warm. So they really absorb the formula and help to push it in. I mean, look how shocking pink that is. Kind of crazy. And I will go like this. Yeah, that definitely added an extra little kick of color to the lid. For sure. I love this shade, Opulent. It's one of the prettiest pinks I think I've ever seen. And then I'm going to do the same exact thing over here on this eye. And I'm keeping it in the center. I'm not taking it all the way to the outside. I'm just keeping this in the middle of my lid and not even all the way on the inner, because there's a lighter pink in here that we're going to take now. And let me see, here's a more precise brush. This might work. What I like to do on the inner corner is I will spritz a brush with any setting spray that you got. This is just from Koki. Look at this pink. This stuff goes everywhere, man. Better not get on my damn face. And then there's so much extra. Like, I just rub it on the brush to a point and make sure it is, you know, it's damp. And then I'm going to go in with Big Sugar, which is this paler pink right here, but this is a shimmer shade. So I'm going to grab this on both sides of the brush, all over the brush. Like I said, just works better that way. You don't have to dig back into the pan so many times. And this is where I'm going to pull my lid. Let me see if I'm in view. Okay, pull my lid back a little bit. And then I am just going to take this shade and tap it on my inner corner, going up just a little bit, like that. And then I flip it over and double the layer so that we have that light pink shade on the very inner corner. Now, give me 1 second, and I am going to mimic this and go do it on this side real quick, and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back from doing that step. Anytime I get a little bit of fallout, I have this concealer brush, and it is, you know, it has concealer in it. It's not clean. But I will tap underneath the eye because it still has like product on it. And then that's how I can really clean up that sharp edge on the outer part. You know, you can really just flick it kind of and make it the shape that you want. But I built up the inner corner to the intensity that I wanted it to be. I am still going to add like a white iridescent shade in my inner corner. But before I forget, I do want to go back to Sandbar, the first shade that we used, the darkest pink that we used, and just replace that outer corner with it, because this was the darkest pink, and you want to make sure you don't lose that on the outer corner of your eye. And then, you know, if you need to take it up in the crease again, which is exactly what I'm doing, right above those three colors. That's exactly what I'm doing on these two eyes. We're starting to look like a freaking Barbie up in here, but you guys saw the final result, so that's why I want to like try to show the look first, whether it's in my intro or in a picture on the video, just because if you saw this right now, you'd be like, what is that? She does not do makeup. You know what I mean? Until it all comes together. So, all right, that is all I'm going to use from this palette. However, we got a whole lower lash to do. So I want to start off with the darkest Sandbar, and I'm taking this really narrow pointed brush. And I'm going to go right into Sandbar with that. And then I am tapping it because I do not need hot pink fallout all over my face. Let's see if you guys can still see. Yeah. So I am just going to run this along my lower lash line. And this one was the hottest pink color. I'm looking for more of a brush. Yeah, I would rather use an angled brush like this, just cleaning that off just in case, because I remember using that deep green on it the other day. I really don't do looks like this unless if I'm filming. So I'm going to take this angled brush and go right into Sandbar with it. Another reason I love ColourPop palettes, I mean, these palettes are so affordable, but the quality of it is up there. Like, these are great, and the pigment payoff is awesome. So I'm just gonna go like this and continue filling that in underneath on the lower lash line, and then you know me, I always bring it up, and this is how I connect it to that outer point without it getting messy. So at least we have a lower lash line. We look so crazy without mascara and lashes. Wow, that's wild. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye. So I'm gonna flip the brush to this side now, digging into sandbar, tapping it on there because I don't want pink fallout, like I said. And I'm gonna go along this lower lash line now. I just switched the brush direction there because getting that, I'm gonna stamp it instead. So that way once it's on, then I can blend it and I don't get any of that crazy fallout that does happen a lot. And then I go up like that to the point, and that's how I make sure that the point stays straight and, you know, not flying off my face. And then I'm going to go into the first original fluffy brush once you do that. And I literally just take it right on the edges of everything. I'm not adding any additional color right now. I'm just simply blending out that hot pink and running it under my lower lash line. I squint and I blend it out because, again, I told you I'm like into that more blown out eye effect, rather like that more grungy look, rather than it being like a little tiny line. Like, I want this to, you know, I want it to pop. Don't think we're gonna have a problem with that look. Not today. I mean, I think Barbie's probably friggin' jealous of this look. Barbie, my God. I should just call this Barbie look. Nah, once it comes together, it's definitely a lot, doesn't look like this. All right, so the next step that I'm gonna do is take this same angled brush that I did, only I'm gonna go into Big Sugar, which was that pale pink, and then Poodle right there, which is a matte. And I'm just gonna blend that right underneath of here. And then as soon as I do that, I'll be back and we're ready for liner. All right, so my goodness, what a little bit of eyeliner will do. I lined my water lines with the same old Huda Beauty eyeliner, and then now I went in with the Huda Beauty again, but this is their Highline liquid liner. It's not a gel pencil, and that's what I did up here on this eye, only I'm doing the babyest little wing because once I get carried away, girl, you will have your wing out to your hairline. Like, what was the name of that movie with Angelina Jolie? I can't remember it right now. When she had the black horns and she lived in the forest, like, we're gonna have that flyaway look, and we don't want that. So I'm just gonna recreate what I did on the top of this eye over here on this eye. I know it's like bad to pull your skin, but I'm not like pulling it, I'm barely applying pressure to it. And then you always want to make the line bigger as you go further out. Like, it can go further away from your lash line than right here. You want to stick right to the lash line. And then for wing liner, I'm telling you, it's a wing liner for a reason. You wing it. That's all I can say. So the other one, I literally just went like this. Sometimes I'll turn my brush completely and literally just draw a little tiny line, and then I'll connect it. Oops, not on the spot. There we go. That looks a little more like it, Charlie. There we go. Fix that little outer crease there. And then I fill it in just like that. Once you get the shape, you know, somewhat similar to the other eye. This one looks a little bit sharper, so let me take this from the bottom and I'm going to extend the point just a hair like that, just so they look more even, and I'll make this one a little bit more fat at the top. And that's as even as I'll get them, but that's perfect for me. Once I do that, I am going to put on my eyebrows now, which, oh my gosh, look at this pink. This is crazy. I'm going to put my eyebrows on right now because that is a total bore fest. I know people, like, it takes me like 10 minutes to do my brows, and I know nobody really gives a crap about watching me do my brows. So I'm going to throw my brows on real quick and I'll be right back. I'm back, and phew, it's like I morphed into a real human being that has better eyebrows. Eyebrows, literally, for people that say eyebrows are not important, eyebrows shape your entire face. Like, if I were to like have them like this, I would look shocked all the time, you know? Or if I were to not do anything and have them curved down, they would push my eyes down. You got to find that, like, kind of the natural curvature of your eyebrow and just, you know, tweak it where you want it. But my favorite mascara ever, it's from Ciate London. They have so many good products, but it's their triple shot XXL mascara. As you can tell, I already applied it to this eye, so I'm going to move over here, and I am applying my mascara on this eye. I don't know how people, when they do their mascara, some people keep their eye open and they just go like this. Like, that doesn't do anything for me. I have to blink. Like, I blink every single time I put the wand to my lashes. Every single time I am blinking, because that is what's going to give the lashes the volume, the intensity, the color, you know, everything you want. I don't know how people can just like do this little stroke and then act like they get like this phenomenal lash. It's just not possible. But I'm going to use a different mascara on the bottom, and it's an oldie, but it's a goodie. It's the L'Oreal Telescopic. I need to really get this pink off my hands. I remember this mascara because of the wonderful, beautiful Carly Bible. And I bought this because of her years ago, 6-7 years ago. And still, to this day, it's like a backup mascara. It's always, like, you can always count on it. It's just one of those mascaras. And sometimes I even run it over top of the lashes that I already did because of the wand, the shape of this. It's really good at separating the lashes, but still adding that volume. Let me start with the curled end first and just run through that. And then that's when I'll take this, and then it has a curl to it. Let me see. It has a little bit of a curl, but the bottom of it is like short little, looks like little razor piece. I don't know, just looks like little tiny strips. It's not as long and it's not curved like the other side. Take that on my lower lash line just like that. I focus it mainly on the outer corner, but I take it in and I really nuzzle it in there. I run back and forth with it. The left eye always gives me trouble. It's like going across my face is always so hard to get to. But once I divide those lashers, divide and conquer. There we go, baby. All right. Now we can finally start doing a little bit of bronzing, which I don't even have my frickin' bronzer over here. One sec. Guys, I am pissed. I have no idea where that big Cokey brand new bronzer is. Like, it's not even in my purse or on my table, which means it probably fell out in my car and is in one of the cracks of the seat, and I'll probably find it 10 years later. So I'm just going to grab my usual bronzer brush. Hopefully it has some of the color left on it. And I've actually done this before, so this is why I pulled this out. But Bailey Sarian, she's one of my favorite YouTubers. Her palette, Venice Fling. There's a shade in here, right here. I actually use this to do my nose contour most of the time. And it's called Tan Lines. So I'm just going to rub my brush right in there, get it nice and bronze, because it's lighter than my Koki one. And hopefully it works. We'll see. Oh yeah, that's working. And it's nice and cool toned, you know, so I just don't want anything below that line. So like you can even push up, whatever you gotta do, stamp, and just go like that. And I'll do the same exact thing. I like to pinch the brush sometimes when I rub it in here, get it right in the center of the brush so it's not everywhere. And do the same exact thing. Yeah, this is actually coming up really, really, I don't know why it looks pink on camera. I think it's like the eye is taking away from that, but this is definitely a brown shade, you know. And then let me take just a tad bit more to warm it up. And then I like to use a smaller brush like this to really focus on like contouring the cheek right back here, and then circling it again, going up the side of the head, and then I'll take it on the side of the brush like this, and the middle, side and the middle. And then this is when I will pull my hair back and really contour the forehead. I mean, I'm doing all the steps here. I know it was supposed to be just an eye look, but for Valentine's Day, you know, I figured I would try to incorporate more of the steps that I do for you guys, to show how the look totally comes together in the end. And I'm sorry, somebody was just calling me and I had to pause the video. Hopefully they don't call back again because I just hit decline. So if it glitches again, they call back again. But this is, you know, I really like to get this color up under here, under the chin area and all along the jawline. That looks, I don't know why this is looking pink on camera. That's so weird. None of this is pink in life. This is brown. It's really weird, really odd. You can tell on my forehead it's not pink. All right, and then I'm just gonna take it on the side of the brush again, and the middle, and the side, and finish this side. Pull the hair back, and I just swirl, girl, swirl once again. That's literally, I say that way too much. Swirl, girl, swirl. It's gonna be my new expression. Swirl, bee, swirl. But you want to make sure you swirl that brush, get it all over there so you got a nice contour. And I don't really need to contour my nose. That's the one thing that I am okay with about myself. I don't like my arms for some reason. I just don't. I don't like a lot about me. But one thing God gave me that I'm okay with is my nose, because it's smaller and it's already narrow. It already flicks up at the end, but it looks weird blank in the middle of my face. So I just take a little bit of this bronzer, not bronzer, eyeshadow, bronzer, whatever, and I tap it on both sides of my nose, and I bring it, you know, up into the eye area right in here, and I go straight across. I just want the color to be on my nose, and that's really it. Sometimes I'll take whatever's left, like I just did, and I'll pinch it and run it under my lower lip to add a little bit of shade under there to make your bottom lip look a little more pounced out. And then the last step for the eyes, we have one more step on the eye, and this is pretty much going to complete the look. Actually, no, 2 steps. The inner corner I forgot about, and the brow bone highlight. This is actually from Koki. It's not the expensive one from Sephora or Ulta, and it's like a liquid glitter that you put on your eyes, and it's in the shade Stardust. And with this, I'm only going to put it on the center, right where that darkest pink shade was. And you'll be able to see it's going to look completely opaque at first and like it's not see-through. But once I take my finger up on it and I start blending it, then you'll notice that it really does. It thins out. And then with the thinner part of it, you know, you can just take your finger over to the side and blend, you know, take a few sparkles over there, few sparkles over there, but the main attraction is the center of the eye. And same thing again over here. Am I in view? Yeah. And I'm going to do the same exact thing over here, building this silver liquid glitter up. I believe that these were only $9.99 a piece, and they had a nice, like, a range of colors. They had good colors. But for as often as I'm going to use it, I only bought one, and in a shade that I knew that I would probably be using, because it's not like it's hot purple or something crazy. You know, it's a nice layer of silver. So as I'm up close, you guys can really see how that sparkles. And then I also like to dip in there. I put it on the back of it, back end of it. And I go right here. I'll just look at the camera up here and do it. And put it on my lower lash line. I wonder if I could just use this as my inner corner, you know? Just bring it all together in the inner corner. Might work. Might not. We gotta find out. Yeah, that works for me. And make sure you blend this out. You don't want to have a huge clump right under there. But there you go. And then the dark is on the outside. Leave the dark pink on the outside. And we're going to do the same exact thing over here. I'm going to take the wand on the back side. And then right up in here as well, to get that inner corner pop a highlight. And then I'm just going to take my pinky finger once again, really push that glitter down, and then on the lower lash line. Your fingers really work for this, I'm telling you. Fingers are a great tool to have for eye makeup, and that is that hot pink look. Now to pull everything together, I'm going to take a blush palette I have. This just says Love Beauty. No idea. Got it in an Ipsy box. But I really, 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 really like these two pinks for this look. So just take any old blush brush. Oh, that's nice for falling off. Thanks a lot, bro. And this is just a blush brush from Jaclyn Hill. Use whatever blush brush you have. And this one doesn't really show up, so I'm going to dig into this one first. Pretty heavy, as you can tell. I told you in a previous video, blush flies off my face. I don't know why. And then I'll go in that. I mix the two. And I pack it at first because, like I said, blush doesn't stay on my darn face. And I'm telling you, by the end of this video, my blush will be muted. It just happens. But if it's a Valentine's Day look anyway, you know, like people are kind of expecting people to go all out. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the day where, like, it's like any other holiday when you can get, and I always take a little bit of blush up on my forehead too, just around the face, just so it kind of matches, you know, a little bit on the neck. Am I weird? Maybe, I don't know. And then after that, the last step that we are going to do is highlight. So give me 1 second and I will grab that and we will complete this look with the highlight and the lips. I'm back. And this is the completed. Totally just kidding. Totally not. I just took my hair out of the bun and like my hair literally still stands up. So let me get this mop out of my face. I have like a freaking lion's mane. Don't look at my deodorant on my armpits, please. Thank you. So I pulled that back and I popped on some earrings just to add to the look. And I just wanted to finish it off with my one of my favorite highlighters, which is, I used it before, Written in the Stars, the loose highlighter from Wet n Wild. Just like that. Dude, everything has like a pink tint to it. It's really cool. I don't know, I guess, you know, when you have it on your eyes, it just like makes everything look a little bit more pink. I am not really sure, but I don't really care because I kind of like it. Down, hop a little bit on the actual cheeks, just like that, because my excuse for everything, because it's Valentine's Day, duh. And then I'm going to take this and just go right down the center of the nose and on the tip. And then my Cupid's bow. And then the chinny chin chin. Alright, alright. Then I wanted to mix in, remember when everyone was obsessed with these Maybelline Master Chrome highlights? I still kept mine, okay? I still have the gold, the white one, which is chalky and sucks. There's one that like a rose gold that's in the middle, and then this one that I got in molten peach. Another chunk just fell out. Look how much I have left of this, like nothing. But in like real life, it's coming up a little bit more like orangey on camera, but it's definitely iridescent pink highlighter. So I want to run my brush on the sides of this, and I just want to mix it in with what I have because it goes along with the color that I'm doing. Feel so holy, oh yeah. They say we're too young. Gotta stop singing or I'm gonna get monetized. Okay. And then of course, love bringing this chrome one right here down the nose. I leave a little gap right there on the tip of the nose. Layer up that Cupid's bow on the chin again, and the pink one is what I will do tiny little bits right above the brow bone. Right up there on the forehead. We'll get some. It's on. There we go. Now the camera's picking it up. Wasn't picking it up at first. All right. Honestly, the only two things? No. One, I think. No, two. It is two. Because my dumb butt, I forgot that when I was doing my my brows, I never went in and did a brow bone highlight. So I'm just going to take Written in the Stars, that loose highlight, and I am going to pop that right underneath my brow bone because I know it's bold, I know it's strong, and I know it's going to stay on. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. Just like that. Blending it down. Need a little bit more on the outside. There we go. And I always kind of like blend it down like that. Pull it a little bit. What am I doing? Charlie, just put the damn highlighter down. Okay. I could bathe in highlighter. I could put it everywhere. I could literally put it everywhere. Like I'll be like, oh my gosh, I forgot my neck. Like if I'm in a tank top, collarbones, you know, shoulders, everywhere. Highlight. Highlight, 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 highlight. Okay. And I wanted to just keep up here the products that I did use, which I will explain to you in another clip. But for right now, I'm just going to take this lipstick, which is so cheap and I love it. It's called Skin My Dipping, like skinny dipping, but skin me dipping. Okay, whatever. Put that on. And this is like a muted type of taupey pink, like a dusty pink. I didn't even put on liner because my eyes are so vivid, and if you're going out to eat, You're just going to have to reapply it anyway. But this lipstick stays on really well. So sometimes I'll actually take it a little bit outside the line of my lip. Just like that. And if you like your lips the way they are, you don't need to make them extra plumped. You know what I mean? And then I take this gloss, also from Wet n Wild. And this one is in the shade Caught You Bare Naked. Because it is such a nude shade. You can clearly tell. And I run that in the dead center. So embarrassing doing my lips with a big ass gap in the middle. I never had a cavity in my life up until one of my other videos when I told you about my addiction story. And let me tell you, people that are sober, you sober people, I'm 3 years sober now, and I regret doing that so much because it takes a toll on your looks. You know, like I'm 32 years old now, and by the grace of God, since I was younger, you know, even in high school, I went tanning like my freshman and sophomore year, and then I started watching YouTube videos, and I got into the whole, you know, don't expose your face into the sun, and I always wore a hat, a lot of sunscreen on my face. So thank God I have youthful skin still a little bit, but, you know, the teeth, man, I never had a cavity. I prided myself in my teeth. And this is just me being real with you and transparent. And, you know, now I'm getting on here with a gap in my tooth and trying to film YouTube videos, hoping, you know, everybody pays attention to the makeup rather than the huge gap in my teeth, which, you know, I am working on. I'm going to a dentist, and I'm coming up with a game plan here, trying to figure something out, because if it goes any further and that tooth decides to go, like, I'll probably be even too embarrassed to get on YouTube, you know? But yeah, that was just a little side note as I was doing my lips, if you wondered why, you know, the top had that gap. Drugs will get you. Stay clean, my friend. Stay clean. But anyway, you can do whatever you want with your hair. You can curl it, you know, do whatever you want with it. Right now, mine's just messy from being in a bun, but I'm just going to leave it as is, and because that's a hair tutorial, and that would be double the length of this super long video anyway. So, I hope you guys like it. This is the completed look that I came up with for Valentine's Day. Really like that inner corner, that pop on the inner corner. And the highlight. The highlight is beautiful, and the earrings make everything pop. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you like these makeup tutorials and you want them to keep coming, let me know, and I will keep pushing them out there. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good one. And have a good Valentine's Day too. Love you guys. Bye. I'm not done. You know what else I just forgot? I didn't even put lashes on, but I didn't even like notice. Like sometimes when you don't use lashes, you get to see the color and the glitter and the intensity of it pop even more. I had a pair actually sitting right here. I'm actually going to watch my son's Taekwondo class right now, so I'm going to be popping these earrings off and throwing on a hoodie. So I don't think I'm going to go all out and put the lashes on, but let me see. They are a little sticky at first anyway when you first pull them off. Let me see. But if you decided to do a lash with this look, let me look in my mirror, that would be the difference right there. So, you know, it blocks a little bit of color, whereas this doesn't. But it's totally, you know, it's your call. The lashes are, whoa, that kind of got stuck. Okay. The lashes are totally up to you. You know, sometimes I feel like mascara is just enough, especially for a Taekwondo lesson. Don't need to walk in there looking all crazy. So yeah, just wanted to add that in there as a side note. If you guys do want to add the lashes, I mean, honestly, if it was Valentine's Day today and my if Matthew was still here and we were going out to dinner, I'd probably be doubling up the lashes, just to be honest. So, I mean, you go all out. It's Valentine's Day. You want to look sexy for your man, you know? So, I just wanted to put that in there. You know, lashes are totally a part of this look. I'm thinking about what I'm about to do and go watch a Taekwondo lesson, and I'm not going to pop lashes on. But, yeah, that was a little additive in there. Forgot to let you know. All right, so again, bye guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.